Good morning, students. This is a starting session of class 10 Information and Communication Technology Skills Basic Computer Operations. That is part 1. In this video, we will be covering computer hardware and software, basic computer functions, login and logout facility, keyboard and function keys, and mouse. So, what is ICT? Everyone is using this word ICT nowadays. ICT refers to all methods, tools, concepts related to storing, recording, and sending digital information. Information can be recorded or stored in many ways, handwritten on paper, written using a typewriter, and so on. But when it is stored in electronic devices, it takes form of digital storage. So ICT devices are your tablets, smartphones, and laptops. These skills help us to communicate, run and business and stay connected with our family and friends. Hence, every person needs to acquire ICT skills and build them to stay updated with the latest software and applications. So, the good example is that we all are trained in this pandemic time with ICT technology. Earlier, other subjects are not so much familiar with ICT technology, using ICT technology. But due to this pandemic time, the online classes are there. So online classes are there, then every other students or teachers are used to use with this technology, ICT. Now next part is hardware. Hardware represents the physical and tangible components of the computer. That means the devices which we can touch. So see the below screenshot, all these are the part of hardware: monitor, speaker, keyboard, mouse, power supply, main board, CPU, RAM, VGA card, sound card, hard disk. So all these are example of hardware. Hardware means which we can see and touch. Input devices, output devices, hard disk, printer, etc. are example of computer hardware. Now next is software. Software represents a set of programs which govern the operation of computer and make the hardware run. So software are responsible for making the hardware run. And software can be classified into two categories: system software and application software. How the whole process will start, like user will interact with application software, and then application software will interact with operating system, and hardware is there. Under application software, these are some applications: word processor, spreadsheet means like Excel data you are managing, Microsoft Word, database, internet browsers, computer games, all these are application software. System software are which helps in starting of the system. So it is your operating system. Language processor. Under language processor, compiler, assembler, interpreter will come. And hardware we have already discussed. So the next slide is system software. Software that controls internal computer operation is known as system software. It works as an interface between hardware and application software. That controls internal computer operation means while starting, what all is happening. Like when you are switching on the system, how your computer starts. So some internal operations will be there. Like if you are switching on the fan, while switching on the fan will be running. But how does the internal operation is there? How it operates? That some other thing is managing. So what applications are built? Similarly, system software is there. That for starting of the computer system, how the computer operations are done internally. So system software can be classified into two categories, operating system and language processor. Let us start with application software. Operating system we will do in the next part. An application software is a set of programs necessary to carry out operations for a specified application. They are divided into these many categories like packages, utilities, customized software, developer tool. All these are the part of application software. Antivirus, text editor, disk defragmented, MS Office, business software. Customized software will be which you are developing for satisfying the requirement of business, like you are developing the software library management. Why you have developed the software library management? For your library, for issuing books or for receiving books. So that is the customized software. Software libraries means in your Python there are so many libraries which you are importing and using their functions, like math library. In math library you will be using function power, square root, sine, absolute value, tan, cot. So under math library you are using some function, factorial. So these are the part of application software itself, which are designed for a specific purpose. Now next is basic functions performed when a computer starts. A computer automatically runs a basic program called BIOS. BIOS means basic input output system. So computer is automatically running this program when you are switching on the power button. So first program is your BIOS. BIOS will do self-test. If the self-test shows that system is fine, BIOS will load the operating system, and operating system can be anything like Windows 10, Windows 7 or Ubuntu Linux. Any operating system will be loaded. So this means that the computer's operating system, for example Ubuntu, is now ready to take user input. Now you can use your Windows for further working. So which program will start first? BIOS. BIOS means basic input output system. If the tests show that system is fine, so BIOS will load the operating system. Then comes the login and logout facility. See, these are the screenshot of Ubuntu Windows. Here the first screenshot is denoting that you are entering the username and password, and the login facility is there. Just we are keeping our cupboards locked at home, or we are keeping our home locked when we are going outside. Similarly, you have to lock your computer also. Otherwise, some unauthorized person can access and make changes to your information without taking your permission. For this, login ID and passwords are there. So login and password is like key to the lock which allows you to use the computer. When you log in into the computer, your login ID and password, the computer knows that you are only the authorized person. So it will permit you to log in into the system. Once you finish working, you must log out or sign out so that no one can else see your work. So the screenshot, see the screenshot, logout facility is also there, through which you will shut down, log out your system. Logout and shutdown are different. Logout means from the current session, the current user, you are being logged out. If the system is having two users, one is administrative or one is faculty, other one is student. So if any faculty is working on the system, then he or she must log out the system so that next part, if student want to work on the same system, can use it. Or otherwise, after completion of the work also, you should shut down your system. Different operating systems have different look and feel for login and logout. Now next is keyboard. Keyboard is an input device which is used to type text, numbers and commands into the computer. See the below screenshot in which there are having function keys, command keys, navigation keys, punctuation keys, control keys. So now we will go through the function keys. Key label from F1 to F12 are called function keys. We can perform any specific functions using these keys. Their functions will differ from program to program. For example, F1 key is for help, and uh, if we are pressing F2, F3, F4, F5, some different functions will be there. But in some keyboard, it is there that F1, F2, F3, F4, these keys alone will not work. So they will require your Fn key. Fn key also should be there, and with plus pressing Fn plus F1, it will open help. Pressing Fn plus F2, it will increase the brightness or it will decrease the brightness. Depending on the keys, the specific perform functions will be performed. Next is control keys. Control keys are such keys like Control, CTRL, Shift, Spacebar, Alt, Caps Lock, and Tab. These are called control keys that perform specific functions when and where they are used. Suppose caps lock. Caps lock will change the case of the particular alphabet. Shift. When shift is pressed in the alphabet, it will change the case of that particular alphabet. If shift is pressed in the numeric number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number which is written, the punctuation marks which is written, that will be there. Space bar will give some space. Next is enter key. Enter key means the label on this computer can be either enter or return depending on the brand of computer you are using. So you can use the enter or return key to move the cursor to the beginning of the new line. In some programs, it is used to send commands and to confirm a task on computer. If I'm making this presentation, if I'm pressing the enter, enter will make me to move into the next line. Punctuation keys are also there. Punctuation keys such as colon, semicolon, question mark, single quotation mark, double quotation mark. Special characters are there. When shift is pressed with numeric number, these are called special characters. Navigation keys are there. Navigation keys such as arrow key, home, and page up, page down are the navigation keys. They are used to move up, down, right, and left in the document. The home and key move the cursor to the left or right end of the line of text. Command keys are there such as insert, delete, backspace. When insert key is turned on, it helps you to overwrite character to the right of the cursor. Because if you are writing any character, then insert key will help to overwrite that particular character from the right side. And the delete and backspace key are used to remove typed text. Backspace will remove from the left side and delete key will remove the text from the right side. Windows key will open the startup menu. Then you can open any other program. So these are function keys. Now next is the use of mouse.
Mouse, you all know that you can use to select, move, open items on your computer screen. So there are some functions that mouse can perform like roll over and hover. When you are roll over on some file, then see the second screenshot. Then it will give the detail of that particular document. Rollover or over, some actions can be done by simply rolling over or over an item. Just bring that mouse to the particular item. When you will bring the mouse over a file in File Explorer, it will show the details of that file. Point and click. Point and click means as you move the mouse on your desk, a printer moves correspondingly on your screen. The mouse allows you to select an item on the screen. You can select any item. When you click the particular item through mouse, the item will get selected. Then drag and drop. You can move the item from one folder to another folder using mouse. Just click the item, hold the mouse button and move the item to a new location. Only this much you have to do. On after you move the item to the new location, you release the mouse button. This is called drag and drop. Double click means whatever the data is present in that folder, it will open the file. So let us see through example. See, when I am hovering over the file, this is showing type, Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, authors, title, size. This is called rollover. When I am double clicking the file, it will open the presentation. Or suppose if I'm double clicking on that folder, 7th April 2021, it will open that folder. So this is called double clicking. And drag and drop. Suppose I want to move this part to the desktop. What should I do? I will select the item. I will select the item and move it to the hold it and move it to the desktop. This is called drag and drop. Then we have seen this example rolling over, point and click. It will open the file. Drag and drop, double click. So with this, your part 1 gets completed. Rest